Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful day. Sun's out. Gonna be gorgeous all day today. I think we sold a couple things in the store last night. Maybe some china, something like that. I think it was some bone china figurines. We will do the usual updates today on the store. Take some of that old stuff, delist it like we did yesterday, and get it relisted. And there's always offers we got to make in the morning. So we'll make some offers out on some items that people have been looking at and see if we can get those moving on down the road. But first, got to make some coffee and get the place fired up. So welcome aboard. So as predicted, eBay's asking us to make an offer on a couple things, so we're doing 20% off on this vintage silver-plated creamer.
How much reduction?
20%.
And an Arbitron Diamond 204265 men's watch, men's black and gold watch. We do quite a bit of watches, so when we bring them in, if they're non-functional, we'll open them up. If they're mechanical watches, we'll see if we can get them clean, blow the dust out of them a little bit, see if we can get them ticking again. If they run on batteries, we'll put new batteries in them. If they don't start working, if they're higher-end watches, we'll sell them as non-functional and let the buyer take them to a jeweler to get them repaired. If they're a lower-end watch and we just can't revive it, we typically will just toss them at that point. You know, sometimes just take the loss on our purchase. But anyway, 20% off I think is what we're going to do on those, and we'll send those out.
And then you take those and you send those out.
And we'll go ahead and do our morning routine of taking the oldest things we've got in our eBay store, the 10 oldest things we have in the eBay store, and we will go ahead and highlight those, and then we will end the listing on them. We'll go back, revisit them, look at the descriptions, rewrite the titles, maybe change the photographs up a little bit, and put them back on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I don't count 6, 7, I'll lose track. 8, 9, I'm trying to count. 10. And up here under actions, we just hit in listings. Showed you how to do this on the last video. It actually, it really does pay dividends for us. As a matter of fact, we sold 2 figurines overnight, which I have not yet packed up to get out of here, but I'll do that next. And I'll show you the packaging on those and what they were. But first, let me get this stuff relisted. I may have gone a little overkill this morning on the relisting. Instead of doing 10, I did 16. So
16.
That was interesting. The last one I did was Slim Whitman, not Slim Shady, Slim Whitman. It's out of those 16, I'd say probably half of them remained the same, and then the other 8 either went up or down. Some of them went dramatically up and some went dramatically down. So redoing that research and getting things relisted, I really think is helpful for you in the long run. I think the oldest listing I have in the store, now we've got, right around 1,050 items right now in the store. And we've got probably that or more laying in our death pile in the house or in storage, or that we haven't gone through yet. So we have plenty of inventory. But the oldest listing that we have in the store is probably October of last year, and this is May. So that's typically about how old we let things get before we revisit them in the store. We want to keep things fresh. We want to keep things at the top of the list. We want to keep that eBay algorithm working on our behalf. So we just don't let it sit out there and just fester, right? We also run occasional promotions. In fact, that's something we probably ought to talk about is promotions and what we do. Look, there's Debbie. Say hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Debbie is, see, she does exist. And she came in today because we got a late start today and I had to go do my real gig. And she is putting a box together so that she can ship out these 2 figurines that sold. She's already got them wrapped up in bubble wrap. So you can see she's been working at it. And she's going to get that out. Going to the post office right after this?
Yes.
Awesome.
I am.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll let you do your business.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So you got to finally meet Debbie. That's awesome. It was brief. She put the package together and got it to the post office. So that got out of here. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about today, we had talked about promotions, I think, briefly in our previous videos. And I know I mentioned it earlier this morning as well. Obviously, use your best judgment on your promotions, what you're getting value out of, things like that. But I can tell you what's been working for us. We obviously sell quite a bit of music, 45s, CDs, cassettes, albums. We even sell VHSs, new VHS usually, typically. And some older clamshell Disney stuff in the plastic clamshells. In any case, what I've done with promotions for that type of material, within a price range, right? We've done a buy one, get one free. There are some of those items that are worth $10, $12, sometimes $20, $30. We've sold an album not long ago for $30. So you do get outside that range, and obviously you can't do a buy one, get one free. Somebody buys a $5 album and they get a $30 album at no charge. So we keep that limited, usually in the $8 range or less. So if it's $0 to $8, we'll do a buy one, get one free. Since we have so many of those. And that seems to be a decent draw. We've had a lot of people take advantage of that. Funny thing is, we've had people come in and buy a $5 CD or a $5 album and not take advantage of the buy one, get one free. It just seems a little silly to me. But that's the case. So we use those promotions a lot. We do 35% off promotion. It's a coupon. With a QR code attached to it that we send out with all of our pack slips. We've had quite a few people take advantage of that. That's a nice little promotion. Obviously, on high dollar items, 35% off a $100 item is it's still 35%, but it's a $35 savings. So it's a pretty decent deal.
That's math I can't even do.
And then we do run sporadic sales on the store, usually related around holidays, things like that. If we just want to see, get merchandise moving a little bit, we'll just do short-term sales. So those kind of promotions. That's about it from a promotional side of things.
That's just some promotion ripoff.
Now, from a listing side, we do volume discounts. I mean, that's not necessarily a promotion, but we do volume discounts. We have several items in the store that if you buy multiple quantities of those items, you get them for less. Typically on those, what we'll do is a 20, 30, 50% off. So you buy 2, you get 20% off. You buy 3, you get 30% off. You buy 4 or more, and you're going to get 50% off per item. It's how we move large volume items that we have sitting in the store.
Oh, no one said there'd be math.
And that's worked out well for us as well. Typically our rollover based on the promotions and that kind of activity is pretty good. I mean, that's not to say we don't have the same problem everybody else has, and we've got some things that are lingering in the store, some long tails, if you will. But for the most part, we turn the store over pretty quickly. And again, that activity of going back to my oldest items every day and only clipping away at them, So I said I was going to do 10 this morning. I ended up doing 16. So bit off a little more than I could chew today. Maybe it took a little more time than usual. But I had time to kill this morning, so I did an extra 6. So it's not a tried and true method of, I do this number every day, but I do it every day. And because of that, some of the old stuff starts selling. We'll sell of those things like within a couple days of relisting and putting, just putting new title, new description, new photo, changing the photos up a little bit. We'll see those things sell within a few days. Not all of them, but a few of them. And they'll sit there, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Just keep bringing the bottom back up to the top again. So that works out pretty well for us.
They also have Memorial Day.
Memorial Day weekend. It's a Friday on Memorial Day weekend. And wrapped up work a little early today, as did most of the world. So dug in on some of the recent purchases. We ran out the other day and did a quick pickup in the car as opposed to the Jeep or the trailer. Filled the trunk up with stuff. So I think that what we're going to do is clean out the trunk and take some photographs of this stuff and get it listed. That's the plan. And to take photographs, you've got to put your hat on backwards. Or at least I do, because when I use my camera, it tends to hit the bill. The bill gets in the way. So let's get that done. Let's get in here and take some photographs.
Photographs, eh?
Hey, here's the good news. That Zenith radio that you just saw in the trunk, it does work.
There's no excuse to
See
show
that?
up empty-handed. Supley's Wine and Spirits.
Works just fine.
Still locally
Everything's
owned. Well, sponsor good.
Everything's
So
where
hit
it's supposed to be.
Supley's today before you hit the road.
We'll get this cleaned up and get it listed. Nice vintage Zenith.
Even if you're actually out of the top of the leaderboard. So we will see if he can actually.
All right, this radio cleaned up really well.
Still later today,
It,
the Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks Pacers from Madison Square Garden. Tip-off is at 8 Eastern.
AM and FM both work on this radio just fine. We cleaned it up. It had all kinds of, I'm going to unplug it. It had all kinds of stains on it. The power cord was stained. It looked like somebody had poured some kind of cola or something all over it. But boy, it cleaned up real nice.
Yeah, you clean up nice.
And just thankful that everything's working on it properly. There we go. Took a minute for my autofocus to kick in. And again, we'll do the research on it. It is a Zenith radio. Model number on the bottom, probably. Yeah. Right here. Model N723 and model N724. Get a close up of that. Do some research on it. Close up of the gauges. You just can't get enough photos, you know? We did that side, let's do this side. And my autofocus really doesn't like white on white.
White on white?
So that's
What's that about?
Close enough for government work.
Is that close enough for government work?
And get a top-down view of this thing. Probably won't like that either. I like that better than most things. Okay, all good on the Zenith. Getting pictures done today. I know a lot of eBayers are do everything on their cell phones these days, and that's totally cool. I get that. I'm still kind of old school. I love my camera. This camera is awesome. I've been using Canon cameras, boy, for 25 years on eBay photos. I'm just very familiar with them. I bought my very first one. Gosh, that camera died 2 years ago. So that's how long they last. Quite some time. As you see, I'm trying to get every possible angle on these, give every possible view, getting close-ups on the design of the glass. Trying to show that there are no chips. These glasses are in excellent shape. Alright, we're done with those. Some of the glassware that's been sitting in a holding pattern for a while. As I mentioned earlier, we have over 1,000 items in the store listed, and we've probably got at least that sitting in inventory that we've not yet listed. The trick is really just finding the time to get the photos taken, get the descriptions written, and get them all posted. And that has a number 10 on the bottom of it that we're going to take a picture of. There we go. I'll get measurements and weights on everything in the next step as I go to do the research on them. Again, we like to get them cleaned up first, get them in a holding pattern, get them ready for photography. And we have quite a bit that is in that state, just ready to be photographed. And we really don't do a lot of research on them until this point. Occasionally that bites us a little bit, because we'll get through all that process of cleaning, take some photos, start doing the research, and then discover the thing's really not worth selling. It doesn't happen that often, but occasionally it does. Most part, I think we have a pretty good eye when it comes to picking up things in auctions. So I think usually we do pretty well. It says Wheaton, New Jersey on the bottom. Did we pick that up? Yeah, I think we can see it there. Okay. We debated for a while about whether to sell these bowls with their plates, because we do have plates for these, 2 plates as well. And after doing some research, we found that I think they sell better separately. It's better, I think, for some people to who are trying to find replacement pieces for a larger set, because at the end of the day, we've only got 2 bowls and 2 plates. You can tell I don't give a lot of preference for cleaning off the area from like really separating the items out, because we do a lot of and it's probably the old school way of doing things a little bit as well, but we'll crop all this stuff once we get into eBay. Well, I don't think there's much else to show on these 2. Get an overhead view of them. Yep, that works. Now, these plates, you can see it a little bit there. They've got a little bit of utensil wear on them. Oh, we gotta get better than that. There we go. Perfect. See if we can get some shots of the... Not sure we can actually see what's going on there. The plates are actually in my way. Well, I gotta tell you, do I have to hold it up to the light to show it?
What's your technique, holding them up to the light?
I think that's how we got to do it. Another great day at BSonex. We took some photos. You saw us do that. So we got pictures of bowls, plates, a couple inkwells, a couple tumblers, and a radio. Still haven't gone through everything yet. There's still those dishes that are still in the house that Debbie was cleaning the other day. Haven't figured out how I want to break those up yet and sell them, but it's been a good long day, and hope we were able to share some things with you that you enjoyed and took something away with. So until next time, like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.